Sports are built on predictions, and sometimes they fail. Favorites are chosen by numbers, rankings, and past results. But history remembers the moments when none of that mattered. Everyone talked about Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. For years, men's tennis felt locked. 3 names, endless finals, predictable outcomes. Murray was always there, talented, dangerous, but rarely chosen as the favorite. Before London 2012, the pressure was different. This wasn't just another tournament. It was a home Olympics, center court, British crowd, and expectations he had never carried before. Just weeks earlier, Murray had lost the Wimbledon final on that same court. Same grass, same opponent, same doubts. Many believed the story would repeat itself. Instead, something shifted. From the first games of the Olympic final, Murray played without hesitation. No waiting, no reacting. He dictated the pace against the most dominant player of that era. Point by point, the gap grew. When the match ended, the scoreboard told a story few expected. A straight sets victory over Roger Federer. Murray didn't just win an Olympic gold medal. That day in London wasn't about rankings or statistics. It was proof that even in an era dominated by legends, an underdog could still take the biggest stage and own it. Nobody expected a single star to stop a super team, especially not this one. By 2011, the NBA felt decided before the season even ended. Miami had LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, a team built to dominate and to win immediately. Dallas wasn't part of that conversation. Dirk Nowitzki was already in his 30s. No explosive athleticism, no highlight dunks, just a slow, awkward-looking jumper and a reputation for coming up short in big moments. Most predictions were simple. Dallas would compete, but Miami would win. Then the finals began. Game after game, Nowitzki kept delivering. Not with speed or power, but with precision. Same move, same release, same result. Against double teams, against pressure, against expectation. Miami had the talent advantage. Dallas had one thing Miami didn't: control. In the decisive moments, the super team hesitated. Nowitzki didn't. When the series ended, Dallas were champions. Dirk was finals MVP. He won by proving that consistency could outlast hype. That title didn't just shock the league. It rewrote the idea of how championships are supposed to be won. For years, the question wasn't when Tiger Woods would win again. It was whether he would ever compete at all. By the late 2000s, Tiger Woods felt like a finished chapter. Multiple back surgeries, chronic pain, public struggles that pushed him far from the dominant figure the sport once knew. At one point, he could barely walk without discomfort. Doctors questioned if he would ever play competitive golf again, let alone win. When the 2019 Masters tournament began, Woods wasn't a favorite. Younger players dominated the odds. Power hitters, rising stars. Tiger was there, respected but not expected. Through 4 rounds at Augusta, he stayed patient. No reckless shots, no forced moments. As the final day unfolded, leaders began to falter. Pressure exposed mistakes. The leaderboard tightened. Woods didn't chase the moment. He waited for it. On the back 9, shot by shot, the impossible started to look real. When the final putt dropped, the crowd erupted. Tiger Woods had won the Masters again, 11 years after his last major title. A victory that proved even the most broken careers can still find their way back to the top. 6 weeks after nearly dying in a fire, Niki Lauda got back into a Formula One car. In 1976, Lauda was the dominant force of Formula One, world champion, championship leader, the man everyone expected to win again. Then came the Nürburgring, a crash, fire, severe burns to his face and lungs. Doctors didn't expect him to survive, let alone race again. Lauda missed 2 races. 42 days later, he returned, his helmet pressed against fresh wounds, his lungs still damaged, every breath painful. No one believed he could compete, not against fully healthy drivers, not at that speed, not that soon. But Lauda didn't come back to prove toughness. He came back because the championship was still alive. Race by race, he kept scoring points. The title fight went down to the final race in Japan, in heavy rain. Conditions were brutal. Visibility was nearly gone. After 2 laps, Lauda pulled into the pits. He stopped the car. Not from fear, from calculation. The risk was too high. That decision cost him the championship by a single point. A year later, in 1977, Lauda won the world title again. His story wasn't about speed. It was about redefining courage, not as recklessness, but as knowing when to push and when to walk away. At 45 years old, George Foreman was supposed to be finished. Instead, he became world champion again. In the 1970s, Foreman was feared, a heavyweight champion known for raw power and knockouts. Then came the loss to Muhammad Ali, and years away from the ring. By the time Foreman returned in the late 1980s, the sport had moved on. He was heavier, slower, older. Critics didn't see a contender. They saw a curiosity. Foreman kept fighting anyway, not chasing speed, relying on patience, not outworking opponents, outlasting them. In 1994, at 45 years old, he faced Michael Moorer for the heavyweight title. Moorer was undefeated, younger, faster, the clear favorite. For 9 rounds, Foreman absorbed punishment. He lost rounds, he took hits. Then, in the 10th, one punch changed everything. Moorer went down. George Foreman became the oldest heavyweight champion in history. It was a reminder that experience, timing, and belief don't age the way bodies do. Foreman didn't win because time gave him a second chance. He won because he refused to accept that time had decided for him. Which victory surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you're interested in stories where limits collapse.